Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, Chapter 87, the prayers of the personified Vedas, verse number 3. 43. He gave me 42. 42 is done? Huh? 42 is done. Verse 10.87.43. We'll take 44 also. Iti ashesha samamnaya purno upanishadrasa samudrata purva jate व्योमयाने महात्मभी इति अशेष समाम्नाय पुराण उपनिषद रस समुद्रत पूर्व जाते व्योमयाने महात्मभी इति अशेष समाम्नाय पुराणोपनिषद्रस समुद्रत पूर्व जाते व्योमयाने महात्मभी इति अशेष समाम्नाया नोपनिषद रस समुद्रित पूर्व जाते व्योमयाने महात्मभी इति अशेष समाम्नाया पुराण उपनिषद रस मुद्दत पूर्व जाते व्योमयाने महात्मभी यशेष समाम्नाया पुराणोपनिषद रसा मुद्रता पूर्व जाते मनाने महात्मभी माताजी इति अशेष समाम्नाय पुराणोपनिषद रस समुद्रत पूर्व जाते व्योमयाने महात्मभी इति अशेष समाम्नाया समुद्रता पूर्व जाते मयाने महात्मभी. Word to word meaning. Iti, thus. Ashesha, of all. Samamnaya, the Vedas. Purana and Puranas. Upanishad, comprising the confidential mystery. Rasa, the nectar. samudrita distilled purva in the distant past, jate by those who were born, vyoma in the higher regions of the universe, yane who travel, mahatmabhi saintly persons. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Thus, the ancient saints who travel in the upper heavens distilled this nectarian and confidential essence of all the Vedas and Puranas. Verse 24, translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. And as you wander the earth at will, my dear son of Brahma, you should faithfully meditate on these instructions concerning the science of the self, which burn up the material desires of all men. Purport. Narada, the son of Brahma, heard this account from Sri Narayan Rishi. The epithet Brahmadayada also means that Narada attained Brahm effortlessly, just as if it were his inherited birthright. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So in the beginning of this chapter, Parikshit Maharaj, he asked one very important question to Shukadeva Goswami. He asked the Vedas, the Puranas, the Upanishads, they contain sound, shabda, words. And they are within the three modes. So how can the words within the three modes explain absolute truth, who is above the three modes? Brahm. Satchit Anand is transcendental, and words made of material sound, how can reach transcendence? In this world, we use words to communicate and explain things. But can words explain everything? For example, if you meet somebody who has never eaten sweets, and you want to explain him that gulab jamun is sweet, which words you will use to explain? How many hours you will need to explain? Will he ever understand what is sweet by our words? No, never. So when these words fail to explain gulab jamun, can these words explain Krishna? When these words fail to explain the sweetness, can they explain Krishna? If somebody has never seen, say, color blue, never seen, and he asks you a question, what is blue? Can you explain by words what is blue? No. Words cannot explain blue, right? Right or wrong? Words cannot explain blue, then how words will explain blue boy? How words can explain Krishna? Words cannot explain colors, taste, touch, softness. Something is soft. How can you explain it to others who has no experience of softness? No. Or fragrance. Words cannot explain fragrance. So Shabda, words contained in the Vedas, how can they explain absolute truth, who is above color, who is above smell, who is above taste, who is above touch, who is above material modes, who is above Mahat Tattva, who is above 24 elements, who is above the three modes of material nature? Not just above, he is beyond. He is beyond the three modes. So on what basis are we telling people to read scriptures? And on what basis we are hoping that by reading scriptures they will understand absolute truth? When absolute truth cannot be explained by words. So those who want to understand absolute truth by reading words, they will be confused. They will get a wrong idea. Forget absolute truth. Suppose I give one paper and pen to everybody here, blank paper, and tell them to draw tree. Tree is a common word. Everybody knows, and everybody draws tree. Will they be same or different drawings? Different. Even the word tree is understood by people in different ways, even though it's a common known word. So absolute truth written in Vedas, what will people understand? Same? They will all understand different, right? Then they will fight. I am right, no, I am right, no, I am right. When they cannot understand even tree, how will they understand absolute truth? By reading, they will fight. And that's going on. So I didn't want to confuse you, but it looks like there is one secret about preaching. If you cannot convince somebody, you confuse them. So then they will be attentive to you. We use that sometimes. So you agree this is an important question? Interesting? I will not give you answer. That's homework. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question to Narad Muni. Sorry, to Shukadeva Goswami. In his answer, Shukadeva Goswami says, wow, this is very nice question. Once Narad Muni went to meet Sri Narayan Rishi in Badrikashram, and he asked the same question. That means this is very high-fi question. The question being discussed between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami has already been discussed between Narad Muni and Narayan Rishi. Narad Muni, the great sage, has asked this question to Narayan Rishi. Lord Narayan became so pleased with the question, he answered, but not directly. He said, Narad Muni, once in Janalo, same question was asked by mental sons of Brahma among themselves, and they selected Sanand Kumar to answer the question. So even Lord Narayana is referring to some other conversation to answer the question, not answering directly. Shukdev Goswami referring to some other conversation to answer the question, and Narayana in that conversation is referring to some other conversation to answer that question. That Sanandan answered the same question to the sages in Janalok. Narayana said, oh, then I didn't attend that. He said, yeah, you were busy somewhere else. Went for Vrindavan Yatra or something. You went to Shwetadeep Yatra. You went to Shwetadeep. And Sanandan answered this question by recalling another conversation. Not conversation, prayers. By Shrutis, the Vedas. To the Purusha. To Lord Vishnu. When he is coming out of his slumber. So those prayers, 28 verses in this chapter, are the essence of understanding our relationship with Absolute Truth. Those prayers are considered nectar of all the Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads, which explain us about the Absolute Truth and answers this question, which we have been reading last 28 days around. So we see the answer Shukadeva Goswami gave, and Narayan Rishi gave, and Sanandan Kumar gave by referring to previous conversations. This is a bona fide way of sharing spiritual knowledge. This is called GPS, Guru Parampara system. Nowadays they use from point A to point B. When you want to go, they use maps, Google Maps, GPS system. Then you can reach. So Guru Parampara system. The knowledge comes from point A to point B. In a parampara, disciplic succession, like a mango, the person who climbs the tree and plucks the mango, he doesn't throw it down. Hey, catch! No, that spoils the mango. Many more people climb. Don't climb, I'm just saying. Many more people climb. And then he gives to one person below, then he gives to one person below. Hand to hand, the mango comes down, then it is export quality. If it doesn't come in parampara, then it is local quality. So in the same way, spiritual knowledge, Divya Gyan, comes hand to hand. From Lord Krishna to Lord Brahma to Narad Muni to Vyasdev and till Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, whose purports and translations we are reading. It is coming in parampara. A spiritual master is bona fide. How do we know whether some sadhu or spiritual master is bona fide? There is only one way. That he should have a bona fide spiritual master. Somebody is bona fide if he has a bona fide spiritual master. How do we know he is bona fide? If he has a bona fide spiritual master, how do we know he is bona fide? If he has a bona fide spiritual master, how do we know he is bona fide? This is going to Krishna. This is called parampara. That is the first qualification of a sadhu or a guru who can speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, that he has a bona fide spiritual master. If somebody comes and tells you, I will teach you physics, the first question we will ask is, from where did you learn? Oh, I learned in the womb of my mother. Will you accept? No, I don't want to learn from you. You should have a physics teacher, bona fide. He should have a physics teacher. Like this, he should go to Newton or Einstein. Right? So that's the first qualification. Second qualification is, not only you should learn from a physics teacher, you must have passed the exam also. No, I have a physics teacher, but I failed, but I will teach you. No. Not only you should have a bona fide spiritual master, but you must have followed what he has taught you. You must have passed the exam. That is a sadhu. Walk his talk. A bona fide devotee speaks and acts. Both are equal. Then it has impact or effect in the heart of the audience. Otherwise, there is no transformation in the heart of the audience. Walk his talk. The next qualification is, a speaker of Bhagavatam should speak based on logic and argument, not blind faith. That I am saying that's why you agree. I am saying that's why it's right. No. It should be based on logic and argument coming from scriptures. Next qualification, his character should be perfect. There should not be doubt on his character. His behavior should be perfect. He should follow Vaishnava etiquette. His senses should be in control. And he should be intelligent enough to engage the disciple as per the nature of the disciple. If the engagement is opposite or different from the nature of the disciple, then the candidate will get frustrated. Then he will not grow. Then he will not bloom. He will wither away. Or he will feel like he is inside a cage. He will not be use his creative intellectual ability and his enthusiasm in the service of Krishna. He'll just be mechanical. He will not bloom. Like a bird inside cage, cannot fly, cannot use wings. That is not natural life. That is artificial mechanical life. That bird you give puri, halwa, paneer, cake, the bird will never be happy eating all these sweets inside the cage. But you open the cage, bird will be happy. That freedom is needed to grow. Like we always share this, that fish outside water will not survive. So fish should be inside water. So we should be inside sadhu sangha, in devotee association. Then only we can practice bhakti. Right? We always give this example. So I put fish in the spoon of water. Will it survive? No. Why? There is water, but there is no space to move. There is not sufficient water. So suppose I take a very long 1 kilometer test tube, sufficient water, but still fish will not survive. Why? Because there is no movement, there is no space to grow. So not only I need sadhu sangha, water, I need space in that sadhu sangha to grow, to express my ability and skill to serve Krishna. But if there is cage, there is no freedom, then in that sadhu sangha I will wither away. It should not be like that. There should not be a cage like that, that before going to bathroom I have to take permission. That will not work out. So when Divya Gyan, spiritual knowledge came from Parampara, then Narayan Rishi told Narad Muni, after hearing Sanandan Kumar quoting the prayers of the Shrutis, all the sages were very satisfied and eager to progress towards the goal of life, which is Krishna Prem. That is characterization of spiritual knowledge. When we hear from bona fide source, we feel satisfied inside. Atma suprasidati. We feel satisfied. And we are eager to progress. Just that hearing will help us progress. As much as watering a seed helps the seed to grow, that hearing will help us to grow. So the sages were very happy. The Vedanta Sutra or these scriptures, the essence is divided into three parts: Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Varanasi, he came in contact with Prakashanand Saraswati and his followers. They were all Mayavadi sannyasis. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a young sannyasi in Varanasi, he would chant and dance on the streets of Varanasi, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people started following him, whole day chanting and dancing with him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very popular. So much so that early morning for Mangala arati, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to the temple of Lord Shiva, Lord Vishwanath. And hundreds of people would come to the temple of Lord Shiva early morning to take darshan of Lord Shiva. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also used to go. Thousands of people started coming to the temple of Lord Shiva early morning to take darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He became more viral than Lord Shiva in his own city. So Prakashanand Saraswati and other sannyasis, they didn't like a new young sannyasi, foreigner coming from outside our city, becoming popular here. Age-old problem. So they started criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he is not following sannyas dharma. Sannyas dharma is to do tapasya, do meditation and discuss Vedanta Sutra, but he is like an emotional, foolish person chanting and dancing on the streets of Varanasi and eating with low-class people on the street. He is not following sannyas dharma. So the criticism reached the ears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he just laughed. He didn't become angry. He didn't respond with their criticism. He didn't respond with defense. He didn't respond by planning revenge. No, he just laughed. But eventually he decided to deal with this because devotees were not feeling to continue to stay in Varanasi. Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Acharya. So when Maharashtra Brahmin, he invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come for lunch. I have called all the other Mayavadi sannyasis, you also come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never accepted invitation to sit and dine, have prasad with other Mayavadi sannyasis, but this is the first time he accepted because he wanted a forum to deal with them. So he went. All the Mayavadi sannyasis were sitting on big asanas. Prakashana Saraswati was sitting on a very high asan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, young sannyasi, golden in color, tall, very effulgent, very beautiful, his hands reaching his knees, wearing a big garland. He paid full Dandvat Pranam to all the sannyasis. And he went to wash his feet. And right beside the place he washed his feet, he sat down. Dirty place. And so much effulgence was coming out of his body. Seeing his humble behavior, he paying obeisances and sitting at a dirty place, the sannyasi's heart melted. Prakashanand Saraswati said, Maharaj, what is bothering you? Why are you sitting at a dirty place? Chaitanya said, Maharaj, you are a high-class sannyasi. I am a third-class sannyasi. How can I sit with you? So I am sitting here. Prakashana Saraswati got up from his Vyasas and he said, no, no, you are Narayan. And took his hand and brought him and made him sit with him. They tell each other Narayan, which is Mayavad, which is offense. But this was right. He did service. So Prakashana Saraswati said, Maharaj, you are from Bharati Sampradaya. You took sannyas from Keshav Bharati, who is in our Shankaracharya Sampradaya. So why don't you mix with us? Why don't you follow sannyas dharma? Why don't you associate with us? Why don't you do tapasya with us? Why don't you discuss Vedanta Sutra with us? Why do you chant and dance like an emotional person on the streets and eat with these low-class people? That is not good for a sannyasi. On the face, he criticized him and asked him this question. Very humbly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Maharaj, my spiritual master, my Guru Maharaj, Ishwar Puripad, he told me, you are fool number one. Even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimaya Pandit, but my Guru Maharaj told me, you are fool number one. You cannot study Vedanta Sutra, so you just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. On the order of my spiritual master, I started chanting Harinam. And whenever I would chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, tears would come from my eyes. Hairs on my body will stand. I'll get stunned. Perspiration will happen. My voice will choke up. Sometimes I will cry. Sometimes I will laugh. Sometimes I'll become a statue. Sometimes I will jump. Sometimes I will dance. Sometimes I became unconscious. This all symptoms started coming in my body whenever I would chant. Initially it was less, then it started increasing. I was trying to hide, but even walking in public, suddenly I would laugh and people would say, Pagal aa gaya. Sometimes sitting, I would dance. People would say, Pagal aa gaya. Sometimes I'll fall unconscious and everybody will panic. So everybody started telling me, madman, madman, pagalo, pagalo. Initially I ignored. But later on I thought, maybe really I am becoming mad. So I went back to my Guru Maharaj. And I asked him, what kind of mantra you gave me? I have become mad. Ishwarpuri smiled. He said, good boy. Mantra is successful. The purpose of this mantra is to become mad in Krishna Prem. So now you are perfected the mantra. You have got Krishna Prem. Now you go and distribute it to everybody. So hearing this story, all the sannyasis, their hearts started melting. That somebody got ecstasy. With tears in the eyes and hair standing and body becoming stunned and perspiration and choking of voice and unconsciousness, laughing and dancing. They all got attracted to Mahaprabhu. First of all his humility, then his beauty, and now his description of his ecstasy. Never heard of. So they all got attracted. Then Chaitanya said, my Guru Maharaj taught me one more verse. They all got very eager. Now what he is going to speak? He said, my Guru Maharaj taught me, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyatha. in Kalau, Kaliyug. If you want Gati, liberation, then Kevalam. There is only one way, which is holy name of Hari. Holy name of Hari. Holy name of Hari. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Little drama is okay, right? Why 3 times it is said? There is no other way. So I chant Hare Krishna. Prakashanand Saraswati got very attracted. He said, Maharaj, it is very rare to get ecstatic symptoms of Krishna Prem by chanting holy name. You have realized the non-difference nature of name and nami, Nam and Nami, the holy name of Krishna and God Krishna himself. We are very impressed. But my question is, why not study Vedanta Sutra? See, he stuck to his point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Maharaj, if you permit, can I speak 2 words on Vedanta Sutra? See, he already told, I am fool number 1, I don't know. Now he wants to speak on it, so he is humbly presenting. Prakashanand Saraswati said, you are so humble and beautiful. Your presentation is so sweet. We think you are Narayana and you will never speak something illogical. We are eager to hear. Please explain to us. See, they became attentive to hearing him. Prakashanand Saraswati was the greatest scholar and leader in Mayavadi Sampradaya at that time, seated in Varanasi. And now he is eager to hear a 24-year-old sannyasi. By humility, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted him. Without humility, we cannot preach. If we preach or speak thinking that I am great scholar and all these people are my inferior and they should hear from me, I am so great, then that is no use. So Prakashanand Saraswati, we are eager to hear from you. Please speak. Then he said, my dear Maharaj, Vedanta Sutra is very clear to me. But Sharirik Bhashya, the interpretation given by Shankaracharya, is not clear to me. It is incomplete. It, instead of explaining the clear Vedanta Sutra, it confuses people. Just like sun is clear, you don't need anything to see the sun. But clouds cover the sun. In the same way, Shankaracharya's interpretation is covering Vedanta Sutra. So what you are studying is not the actual understanding of Vedanta Sutra. Shankaracharya is also not in mistaken because he was authorized by Narayana to give this misinterpretation for those audiences who need to be bewildered. But we should accept Srimad Bhagavatam as natural interpretation commentary of Vedanta Sutra. He also explained technically 3 types of interpretation. I am not going into that. We have less time. And said how Shankaracharya used a very complex method of interpretation called Gauna Vritti to explain very simple things which could be explained by Shabda Vritti, which Vyasdev used, which Srila Prabhupada used. Prakashanand Saraswati heard direct criticism of Shankaracharya. He said, Maharaj, you may say Shankaracharya has given a faulty interpretation, but that doesn't establish your interpretation. What is the correct interpretation that you should give? Then we will accept. He's a scholar. He will not budge like this. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave proper understanding of Vedanta Sutra based on Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan. These 28 verses which we discussed, the prayers of the Shrutis, they are talking about these three as an essence. Sambandha Gyan, Abhidaya, Prayojan. To know who am I, who is God, and what is my relationship with God, Krishna, that is called Sambandha Gyan. To practice do's and don'ts of this relationship, when knowing that I am servant of Krishna, I should serve Krishna. So what should I do and what should I not do? That is called Abhidaya. And the final goal of life, Prayojan, Krishna Prem, to relish Rasa, to relish Krishna Prem, that is Prayojan. Chaitanya told the story of an astrologer. He goes to a village and he meets a man who is starving, poor person having nothing to eat. He says, my dear friend, why are you starving? Your father left lots of wealth for you, but you are still starving. So by giving this information, the relationship of the man with the wealth is established. There is wealth for you. So the information that I am servant of Krishna, that is Sambandha Gyan, our relationship is established. But even after the relationship of the man with wealth is established, he is still hungry only. Because he doesn't have that wealth, only the relationship. So the next step is to obtain that wealth. So the astrologer tells, where is that wealth? In the courtyard of your own house. So our relationship with Krishna is in our heart only. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to go to the shopkeeper and say, give 2 kilogram Krishna Prem. It's in the heart only. He said, the wealth is in the courtyard of your own house. Your father couldn't inform you because when he died, you were not around. So now there is further information that wealth is nearby. He has to just dig in the courtyard. Now there are do's and don'ts of digging. The astrologer told, don't dig in south direction. If you dig in south direction, lots of insects and wasps will come and they will bite you. Don't dig in west direction. If you dig in west direction, one ghost will come out and disturb you. Don't dig in north direction. If you dig in north direction, one black snake will come out and eat you. Dig in east direction, you will get wealth. So we have do's and don'ts of digging. So we have do's and don'ts of bhakti. That is called abhidaya. To get up early morning, take bath, apply tilak, wear fresh clothes, pay dandvat pranam, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavatam. That is do's. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. That is don't. What to do, what not to do. And this story, this abhidaya of the astrologer has a meaning. South direction, insects and wasps will bite. That is karma kand. Karma kand is always painful and troublesome. So that will not give us wealth of Krishna Prem. By karma kand one cannot get. West direction is ghost. That's mental speculation, Gyan Kand. Just by armchair philosophy, we will not get. This Western philosophy or even so-called armchair philosophy discussing neti, we will not get. That's a ghost. Mental speculation will always disturb our mind. Somebody occupied by a ghost is always disturbed. In north, there is a black snake. That's yoga. Dhyan yoga. Impersonalism. That will devour our bhakti. Our spiritual life will be finished. Where there is a desire to kill the individuality. to merge in the absolute truth. But that's not the goal of life. In East, you do little bit, you get bhakti. That is ISKCON. That is pure devotional service. Little effort we put, we get Krishna prem. ISKCON is not for karma kand, jnana kand, or yoga, impersonalism. No. That should be purged out if at all it exists. Should keep this mission pure. Should not add deviations or programs related to deviations or wrong philosophies. Then we will not go forward. So abhideya, practice the pure devotional service. Then the wealth will be obtained and you will eat and your hunger will be satisfied. That's Krishna Prem Prayojan. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained Vedanta Sutra in this way, there's a long conversation. Everybody's heart melted and they got convinced. And they became disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And next day on the streets of Varanasi, all the Mayavadi sannyasis with their dandas chanting and dancing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Sri Narayan Rishi is telling Narad Muni, this is your duty. Having now known the essence of this spiritual knowledge, now you go and travel and spread it everywhere. Whoever audience you meet, you tell them about Krishna's pure devotional service. And that's what Narad Muni is doing. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni is traveling all over the universe without visa, passport and dollars or ticket. And he's preaching. And in the end of this chapter, he straight goes to Vyasdev to give him this knowledge. And that's how Vyasdev eventually writes Srimad Bhagavatam. It happens after this. When you see all over Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj is a disciple of Narad Muni, Dhruva Maharaj disciple of Narad Muni, Vyasdev is disciple of Narad Muni, King Bharishad is disciple of Narad Muni. He gives knowledge to Yudhishthira Maharaj, to sons of Daksha Prajapati, to Vasudev. So many personalities, great personalities in Srimad Bhagavatam are his disciples. Mrighari, so great, that's Narad Muni. Because he carries this knowledge. This knowledge is like turning on a lamp in a dark room. In a dark room, you cannot do any activity because you can't see. And if there's a rope, you will think it is a snake and there will be fear. Just turn on the lamp, the fear will go away, the illusion will go away, you will do your routine activities and you will see rope is rope, not snake, no illusion. So turning on lamp in somebody's life is very big thing. And that is giving a book. We are turning a lamp in somebody's life. Giving spiritual knowledge. Giving them an invitation to come to ISKCON program. Telling them to chant Hare Krishna. This is big thing. Giving them prasadam. Making friendship with them. Telling them Hare Krishna. Lord Narayan Rishi is telling this is our duty. To accept this knowledge and to distribute it. Janma sathak kari kara para upkar. That's ISKCON mission. To perfect our life and to distribute, practice and preach. So we should do these two things. Practice nice sadhana and preach Krishna consciousness. Chant our rounds nicely and tell others to chant. Honor prasadam and distribute prasadam. Read books and tell others to read books. Pay Dandvat Pranam to Radha-Rasbihari, tell others to pay Dandvat Pranam to Radha-Rasbihari. Offer a flower to Srila Prabhupada, tell others to offer a flower to Srila Prabhupada. Go around Tulsi Maharani and water, tell others to do that. Same thing. It's easy to preach, just tell people to do what we are doing in the morning. They attend morning program, they become devotees. They dance in Sandhya arati, they become devotees. Doesn't require a separate program. So we should make people connect to ISKCON, connect to ISKCON schedule, connect to ISKCON program, connect to temple activities, and they will become devotees. And that's how they will grow. So Narayana Rishi is giving this instruction to Narad Muni and to us as followers of Srila Prabhupada, that we should assist in the mission of Srila Prabhupada by practicing bhakti and preaching bhakti. Not as thinking I am great scholar or preacher, but as servant of Prabhupada. We assist in these preaching activities. Okay, we end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, you may please ask. Yes, behind.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण।
बहुत अच्छा क्लास प्रभु जी, लेकिन आप जो बता रहे थे जीपीएस मीन्स गुरु परंपरा सिस्टम के बारे में प्रभु जी, तो उसके संदर्भ में थोड़ा कुछ प्रश्न था मेरा कि जो भगवान गीता में।
एक मिनट
जी,
आप बिना लेकिन शब्द के प्रश्न पूछिए।
जी प्रभु जी।
जब आप बोलेंगे ना बहुत अच्छा क्लास था लेकिन मतलब अच्छा नहीं था।
नहीं प्रभु जी। नहीं, उसमें मेरा प्रश्न था, ये बोलना था मुझे।
कोई बात नहीं, बोलिए, मजाक।
तो प्रश्न ये था प्रभु जी कि जो भगवान गीता में कहते हैं कि 100 काले ने महता योगो नष्ट परंतप, आज हम गुरु परंपरा सिस्टम में देखते हैं कि एक नया काउंसलर परंपरा सिस्टम आया है। तो इसके बारे में प्रभु जी जरा बताएंगे कि आखिर ये कब से शुरू हुआ, इसकी शुरुआत कहां से हुई? क्योंकि नॉर्मली काउंसलर के बारे में कभी कभी शिक्षा गुरु शब्द यूज किया जाता है, ये शिक्षा गुरु हैं, लेकिन परम पूज्य गोपाल कृष्ण महाराज ने यह भी क्लियर किया है कि काउंसलर में शिक्षा गुरु भी नहीं होता, एक सिर्फ मॉनिटर की तरह है। तो प्रभु जी इसके बारे में जरा आप बताएंगे तो।
अच्छा, कब शुरू हुआ इसका इतिहास तो मुझे नहीं मालूम, और जैसे गोपाल कृष्ण महाराज ने बताया वो सही बात है। मॉनिटर जैसे क्लास में टीचर होते हैं और विद्यार्थी होते हैं, और जो टीचर होते हैं कभी विद्यार्थियों में एक बच्चे को मॉनिटर बनाते हैं कि आप थोड़ा देख रेख करना। वो मॉनिटर भी विद्यार्थी ही है, लेकिन वो टीचर को देख रेख में मदद कर रहा है, वो खुद टीचर नहीं है। उसी तरह जो वरिष्ठ भक्त होते हैं वो देख रेख करते हैं गुरु के आज्ञा से कि सब लोग यूनिफॉर्म पहन के आओ, जूता साफ करके आओ, सब लोग मंगल आरती आओ, गुरु पूजा आओ। जो मैनेजमेंट का भी कर्तव्य होता है और जो सीनियर भक्तों का भी कर्तव्य होता है, तो वो देख रेख करते हैं। और जो रिश्ता बनता है उस सीनियर और जूनियर का, वो रिश्ते में श्रद्धा होता है, प्रेम होता है, समर्पण होता है, और जितना वो रिश्ते में ईमानदारी होती है उतना वो दोनों भक्ति में आगे बढ़ते हैं। जितना उस रिश्ते में बेईमानी होती है वो दोनों नरक में आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो बहुत ध्यानपूर्वक ये रिश्ते निभाने चाहिए। तो ये गलत नहीं है, लेकिन इसको गुरु शिष्य परंपरा बना देना गलत है। इसको मॉनिटर और स्टूडेंट के रूप में बनाना, मदद करना एक दूसरे को ठीक है। एक जो तीसरी कक्षा का लड़का है वो दूसरी कक्षा को मदद कर सकता है क्योंकि वो दूसरी कक्षा किया हुआ है, लेकिन वो टीचर नहीं कहलाएगा। उसी तरह अगर कोई भक्ति कर रहे हैं तो वो नए भक्तों को मदद कर सकते हैं कि ऐसे धोती पहनो, ऐसे मंगल आरती में आओ, ऐसे दंडवत प्रणाम करो, ऐसे तिलक लगाओ, ऐसे निर्णय लो, ऐसे अपने समस्याओं को हल करो। तो एक दूसरे को मदद कर रहे हैं, हम सब विद्यार्थी हैं। तो इस रूप में वो रिश्ता चलाना चाहिए। प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा भी था कि मेरे सीनियर शिक्षा गुरु बने, लेकिन शिक्षा गुरु का डेफिनेशन जीबीसी के हिसाब से थोड़ा इससे बड़ा है, काउंसलर से बड़ा है। लेकिन फिर भी कोई लोग इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं क्योंकि उनका जो रोल होता है वो ओवरलैप होता है। ओवरलैप होता है मतलब थोड़ा बहुत वैसा रोल करते हैं वो, इसके लिए वो उनको बोलते हैं कभी कभी शिक्षा गुरु, लेकिन मॉनिटर शब्द अच्छा है। ठीक है,
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। Next question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So in your class, you are mentioning about that whatever we do, whatever we pay obeisance to Radharasbihari and we'll tell to others. So we connect them to this activities. We perform our activities. Apane acharya kara jivara sikhai. So when I'm as a new devotee, when I see so-called devotees, they don't do, but they just preach. They are not visible in the morning program. Neither they come to regular classes. They just wanted to preach without their acharan. Then how can I understand their behavior and how can I improve, Prabhuji?
Well, somebody doesn't eat rasgulla, but he gives you rasgulla, you eat. No problem. Because Mahaprasad. So if somebody tells you to serve Krishna, is very nice. We should serve Krishna. So somebody doesn't clean the temple, but he gives me the broom. Prabhu, you clean the temple. I should be happy I got service. Because that service is of Radharasbihari. So we should not feel dejected about it. If I got service, I should be happy to do service. If I got rasgulla, I should not ask, did you eat? You can ask, but eat, no problem. Honor Mahaprasad. Because rasgulla is very interesting. So Krishna service is very interesting. Somebody tells us to do service to Krishna, Mangala, Guru Puja. They may or may not do. At least they told us. So we should be happy about it. Okay? Next question. Yes, Prabhu. Can we send the mic in the front?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji, you said about that physics question, like the person who should, one should learn from the professor who have cleared the exam. He should be like qualified for like bona fide. So sometime we do distribution of books, but we haven't read that those books, or ऐसा होता है कि we are not confident, और हम खुद भी उतना अच्छे से फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहे होते हैं उस चीज की टीचिंग्स को, तो फिर हम परफेक्ट नहीं हैं, और सो हम फिर भी कर रहे हैं उसे, तो कैसे समझा जाए इसे?
Well, it is good to read. At the same time, we are doing postman job. Postman may not be rich, but he can bring a money order. So when he brings 1 lakh rupees, he is not bringing from his salary. But so we do postman job. But at the same time, we have an opportunity, we should read also. At least basic philosophy we should know. Prabhupada said sometimes a big businessman, he may be illiterate, but he opens a school and others study there. So sometimes devotees don't read, but they distribute. They are like that. But he encourages us to read also. Prabhupada also said that if on the street somebody asks you, have you read, and you say no, then he will not like it. That you are distributing, but you have not read. So it's good to read also. Okay? Next question. Sagar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the nice lecture, Prabhuji. In the lecture, you mentioned about the example of fish. That fish needs the association of devotees, which is water. But at the same time, that fish needs some space to grow. So as a neophyte devotee, I think that I can misuse that space given to grow actually. And there can be an opposite consequences also. So how should I take that space as a, to grow? How can I see that without, without any, going like opposite way, without growing? Like there can be a. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, every responsibility comes with a facility, and every facility comes with a responsibility. So now you got the mic. It's a facility nobody else has. But then you have a responsibility what to speak. Right? You have a car. It's a facility which everybody doesn't has. But then you have a responsibility not to do an accident. So every facility comes with a responsibility, and vice versa. So when you get freedom, then there's a responsibility to grow. And there's an irresponsibility of misusing also. So we should follow proper Vaishnava etiquette. know the do's and don'ts, what to do and what not to do. And anytime we are doubtful, we should seek advice. That I have this space, but I am confused whether left is okay to me or right is okay to me. So we can seek advice. And whatever neophyte we are, some education we have, that's why we are right now sitting where we are sitting. So that education helps us to use our freedom wisely. Like you didn't ask somebody before asking this question, should I ask this question? You used your freedom to ask this question because some maturity is there, some education is there. So every day we attend Bhagavatam class, we'll have enough maturity to use our freedom wisely. Another thing is we may do mistake, but that's part of learning. That is not something wrong. First time if you ride a cycle, you are going to fall and you are going to break your knees and elbows and blood will come out. But without that, you cannot learn to ride a cycle. So as we grow, some things will happen which will give us pain, but they will help us to learn. Without that, it's not possible. So we should not be worried about failure. Fear of failure should not stop us putting a step forward for success. Okay, I may fail, I will try again. I may do a mistake, I will learn again. Oh, better I sit, no mistake, no failure, I sit, then you will never grow. Because there are accidents, so let me not learn car. No, I have to follow the rules, traffic rules. So that should not take us away from growth. Okay? Hare Krishna Prabhu. बोलिए हाँ माइक.
हरे कृष्ण. मेरे पास एक दो कमेंट है आज के क्लास के लिए. भगवान श्री कृष्ण सर्वसमर्थ है और किसी के माध्यम से कुछ भी कार्य वो करा सकते हैं. जैसे एक महाराष्ट्रियन ब्राह्मण ने चैतन्य महाप्रभु का भेंट मायावादी सन्यासियों से कराई और उनकी कृपा करके उनका उद्धार हुआ. वैसे ही श्रील प्रभुपाद जी को उनके मित्र ने भक्ति सिद्धांत जी से भेंट कराया और उन्होंने उनको कृष्ण भक्ति का प्रचार का प्रेरणा दी. वहां से कृष्ण भावना की शुरुआत हुई, इस्कॉन की शुरुआत हुई. तो ये प्रभु की कृपा है. कोई भी कार्य होता है उनकी कृपा के बिना नहीं होता है. इसलिए हमको सबको प्रभु की कृपा पर आश्रित रहने का प्रयास करना चाहिए. हरे कृष्ण.
थैंक यू प्रभु. हरे कृष्णा. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. थैंक यू वेरी मच. हरे कृष्ण.